drive things off the wall.
That's us, man. 24/7.
You should expect the unexpected. I mean,
Make it known that this is all about being 100% authentic.
We are live now.
So with that being said, let's jump right in.
So it's interesting, right? So, all of us probably watched the Olympics just recently. And so one of my favorite things to watch is the track and field, And so it's interesting to see the races, and everybody's like giving their all, especially when you beyond that 100-meter, maybe 200, 400, right? And you see them and they're giving their all. When I mean giving their all, and then you see somebody else like kick it in sixth gear, right? And it's like where did that come from? And why can't the other people pull it out of themselves? Like, so what is that? Like, how can some people
training, bro,
in that other gear and others can't?
It's training. I mean, it's crazy the amount of energy and time that people put in to run in 10 seconds, or less with the male sprinters, and it's training, man. The harder you train, you work on your phases of your race, progress through, and Coach Warren, you can piggyback on that, but when it's time to kick it in and hit that gear.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely in the training, like most definitely. But it's not only just what you do on the track; it's what you do off the track. How well do you take care of your body? How well do you feel your body to replenish what you lost? Staying in a good mental space. It's one thing to be fast or quick. It's another thing to be fast and know how to train to be fast, man. And the faster you get, the smaller that window or that filing cabinet is of pulling workouts and different things to do to kind of get you over the edge. I mean, and to be honest with you, some they naturally have it too. You have those phenoms or the LeBrons of track that's just like, man, they may not work as hard as they work,
right?
But they just naturally have it.
Yeah. So the Prefontaine Classic, right? So were I know Walt, Dev, myself, we talked about it at the last episode, right? So did everybody watch? Did y'all watch it, or did you just see the results? Dev, did you watch it?
I saw the results. I was out, but but we're gonna get into it, obviously. But y'all already knew my prediction was that she was gonna lose, and I felt like she was gonna get cooked anyway. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So did the rest of you guys? Did y'all watch it? Did y'all have an opportunity to see it?
I was out working as well, man. I missed it. We can always run back the audio. I felt like Sha'Carri had to win, man. I felt like this was a race. I wanted her to win. I did. I'm still team Sha'Carri. But I feel like she had to win just because of the amount of pressure that was on her. She's kind of like at this stage, I feel, and I still feel like it, man. She's like she's the female great hope right now. I'm sure that there's some other stars out there, but right now the spotlight is on her. She's gonna have to show and prove, and I felt like the Prefontaine was her opportunity to do it. But like Dev said, we'll get into all of the.
Let me say real quick before we dive in, just to give a little bit of background, set the table on why I felt like she was going to lose. Not that I'm hating, because I think that she is a tremendous talent. I just didn't think that, based off of the runners that she was going to go against and the stuff that they was doing, up to the Olympics, I felt like they was already conditioned
right
enough to be able to compete at another level, as opposed to her, where she was off from the Olympic for about a month or so. We don't know how she did with her training. I just think there was a lot of variables that was up against her for winning.
Okay.
So that was my thought.
All right, so let's jump in. Let's dive in, right? So we're talking. We said it. Sha'Carri Richardson, everybody was anticipating that, she was it was going to be a race, right? So Warren, Alonzo, did y'all think the same thing, or Devin just kind of talked about the Jamaican team and how they were conditioned based on the Olympics, right? So what were your takes on it?
I guess I'll go first, man. I didn't watch it when it first aired, but I definitely recorded it, just like every other track meet that comes on. And I actually watched that race about 9-10 times.
Okay.
Just trying to dissect what I saw the first time, which I was shocked that she ran the way that she did. But after watching it multiple times, to me, she didn't look herself once her second foot came out the block.
Okay. When you say the way she ran, are you talking about form, or are you just talking about the whole?
I'm talking about the way that her race was set up it was not Sha'Carri-esque.
Okay.
She's never been at least the races that I've watched. She's never been one to have an extended drive phase.
Okay.
And to see her pop up quicker than she's had, even when she went the 1063 or 1065, it was like, wow. You
talking about when she set the record, right?
When she said, yeah. Right.
Okay,
Well, when she said for the fastest time in the world at the time,
Right.
Her drive phase wasn't that long then. She's never really had an extended drive phase, but the way that she accelerates through her race and how she holds her speed as long as she does, at the time nobody was able to come in and pull back on her. And watching that Prefontaine race, I'm like, okay, all the antics that she did at the beginning of the race, that was her, all of that.
Right.
She played her part. She was comfortable in her role at that time. But it was like, as soon as she got into the blocks and I'm seeing her and seeing the race go, I'm just like, nah, she was out of it by 20 meters.
Wow.
And she wasn't going to catch any of those Jamaican girls the way that they've been running.
Okay.
At all. Yeah.
Alonzo.
Yeah, let me give you my piece on that, man. Also, because I likewise I didn't see it when it aired live, but I watched it over and over and over again. And when you look at it through the lens of a coach, you kind of want to look at the mechanics. And even in her start, it like Warren said, it was not Sha'Carri-esque. One thing I do want to point out also, man, is that you don't know where athletes are mentally a lot of the time. And one of the most nerve-wracking things in a race is to have to, when you get in the blocks and they call you out the blocks, or you have a false start. And that happened in that race. So I think maybe her nerves might have gotten to her at some point, but when you look at her start and her drive phase, it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And when you're matched up next to an athlete like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and shout out to her, but Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has one of the best starts, period. Like her and Justin Gatlin, two best starters I've ever seen ever. And, you would think that she would be able to react to that. Because a lot of times it's about matchups with track and field too. We use the term pull, have somebody pull you down the track. Once she got into her acceleration phase, the race was already over.
Yeah,
it was over. And I don't think after that point that she actually ran her race. And people are kind of like, they say she got smoked and all this other stuff, but to be honest, man, looking at it from a coach's perspective, honestly, she didn't run.
Okay.
She finished the race, but she didn't run.
Peace, beautiful people. It's your boy Dev. Listen, man, follow, like, subscribe. 5 Things Off the Wall. We are available on YouTube and IG. 5 Things Off the Wall. 5TOTW. Peace.